ourselves together. Worship is constant no matter what is going on. In fact, can I tell you, the Bible says, go to Romans chapter 12. Chapter 12, verse 1. Romans 12, 1 says, I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, wholly acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service. Go to verse 2, says, and be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect, what? Will of God. The first thing we see in this text here, it is the motivation of worship. The motivation of worship is the mercies of God. In fact, in Lamentations chapter 3 and verse 22 and 23, it says, it is of the Lord's mercy that we are not consumed, because his compassion, what they do? They fail not. They are new every morning. Great is thy faithfulness. If you need to create something to worship God for, then you have a problem. You have a problem. Because, Daniel, you don't have to go no farther than if you could take deep breaths without chest pains, if you can move your hand, if you can move your limb, that's reason enough to give God worship for. I came to talk to a church today who believes in giving God true worship. And not the stuff that we see in churches. No matter what the key is, the key got to be right. If you need to create a reason, to invent one, it's because I have a nice car. It's not reason enough. Somebody got a car nicer than yours. The money in the bank is not reason enough. Someone got more than you. The clothes you have on is not reason enough. Someone got nicer clothes than you. If you need these things to worship God, you have a problem. The motivation for worship is mercies. They're new every day. When you can sit down and say, boy, I didn't do anything good. I didn't do anything good. In fact, not like Asaph, my foot did slip. No, actually, and he almost slipped. My foot actually did slip, but it's for God's mercy. It is because of his mercy that I am not. It is because of God's mercy that we are still here today. So if you're looking for something else to give him, you ain't serious. You ain't serious. It's because of his mercy. You don't have to look no further than think about this, and then get back in the spirit. Think about the issue that we all had, that God didn't expose. Think about that issue. Then, get back now. Understand it was because of his mercy that you are still here. Because you can say, boy, Pastor, I was off that day. Some of us are off. You ever had an off day? You don't have to be honest with me. I had one, at least one in my life. An off day. But it's because of God's mercy that you are still here. That co-worker that you talk too bad, you have an off day. But God's mercy kept you. Second thing we see in this text, we see the manner of worship. This is where it gets funny now. The manner of worship. Paul says that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice. I've come to understand that God appreciates, he loves an altar. Because an altar, something has to die. Something have to die. You can't just pitch an altar and don't kill something. But at the end of the day, something must live. Agreed? But it's a different kind of sacrifice. Paul says you present your bodies a living sacrifice, which suggests I have free will. Who are you talking to today, man? I got my own free will. The manner of worship says I give up my will. I give up everything that I have to God. I bind my own self to the altar. I say, God, I give up my own free will. Yesterday, Sam and I was watching the Bourne Ultimatum. And the guy, you all know him, Jason Bourne, he got to his place. And the fella said, he says, man, why you all do this to me? The fella says, you don't remember? You chose it. You gave up your own free will. So whatever we did to you, you allowed us to do it. When you are a sacrifice, you give up your own free will. What can I tell you today? That's the problem now in the church. I like my own independence. I really don't want to give up my independence. I want to treat your God and worship like a spare tire. Every time I get a flat, or my wife have a new one now, it's to fix a flat. She called me the other day, she said, hey, I have a flat tire, but don't come. I better fix a flat in it. And so now, I'm moving through again. We want to treat God and worship like a fix a flat. When you get a flat, you take it out there, pastor, you shake it up good, you put it in the tire. Go on again. But when you find yourself in the manner of worship that you give up your own free will. Jesus worshiped God even on the cross, on the way to Calvary, because he gave up his will. In fact, he said in the garden, Lord, take this from me. Take this cup from me. But nevertheless, Lord, not my will, the manner of worship, not my will, but your will be done. When you say God's will be done in your life, it means your will. If God's kingdom have to come, it means your kingdom have to go. Because only one king can sit on a throne at a time. If someone is on the throne in your life, there's no space for God. So when his kingdom come through one door, your kingdom got to go through the other door. You have to give up your will. The manner of worship. We have to give up our will. And so now, I said to you earlier, the very fact that we must prepare to come to a corporate session, you have to find somewhere that you're able to worship God in spirit and truth and in the very beauty of holiness in your own session, your own area, in your daily life. In your daily life. Not just on Sunday morning. Because maybe it's only me before. Sometimes you don't feel like getting up to come to a corporate encounter with God. Or you don't feel like getting up. And early service too. You ever told anybody our service early at 8 o'clock on Sunday morning? What did they say? 8 o'clock? Really? Yeah. You only know 11 o'clock, 8? No. Because you just get into the atmosphere of sleeping early in the morning. And you know you're off. Let's get in the atmosphere. But we must conduct or have a lifestyle of daily worship. So every day you get up, you know what you got to do. You program to do what you have to do. When Trey and Jarrell was small, I took them on the basketball court many days. And Daddy was the best basketball player in the world. And the guys on the side would have said to them, but I could beat your dad. No. And they would go all out. Little kids now arguing with grown men. My daddy's better than you. And they said, how you do it? I said, I have the right chip in them. They know what to say. No matter what happened, daddy could have get dunked on. My daddy's still a better basketball player than you. They don't care. No matter what the situation going on in your life, a lifestyle of worship should go on regardless of what's going on in your life. It should not matter. Shouldn't matter. Good times and bad times. Let's talk real now. If the truth be told, the best worship encounter or worship experience you ever had with God is when you had the less. I get like 3 shoes on this side. Everybody over here are well off, and they had it good. Let me say that again, right here. Plenty over there, right? Yeah. If the truth be told, the best worship encounters, you know what an encounter is? The best worship encounter you have ever had with God is when you had less. Because then you focus. You can't push your hand in your pocket to buy you don't have, what is power? You don't have the power to control your life. Okay. Anybody ever promise you anything? They say, boy, and last year I could promise you something. Let me see. They promise you $100. And you know you don't have no money. You know you don't got no money. You don't need to know the serial number. You just need $100, right? They say, call me at 10 a.m. You even letting that rest, man. You so broke, you will call them at 10. Man, I'm busy. Call me back at 10:05. Central never busy. You always on the line then because you broke. You know I could do with $100? There are days when I say I can hold this money for you right here. I just hold this for you. I can hold it for you. You don't want it. I can hold it for you. Years ago, when Sam was working in a hotel, I was in construction. 1 week, I told you we had $10 in the bank. 10. The next week was $20. That week when it was 20, we were like this. We was happy. $20. We go to the instant teller and we take out $20 and we were glad. The next week, we thank God for coming money. We couldn't get the 20. We only get 10 because 15 was there. We didn't want to go into the bank, but it looked too bad to go in. You ever put in $2 gas? And that's the time when they say, how much you want? $2? How much you say you want, man? $2? That's the time they glorify it. So you go in the bank and think, could you take off $15 of it? How much? You want to say it a little louder? Yeah, they want to know, how you think I was? That's $15, man. So, but my point is, when you don't have it, you are more inclined to pay attention. Worship is high on your priorities when you don't have it. Man, you sing every Psalm of David. Every one. You know them all by name and nature. You have never walked closer to God at the time when you don't have it. That's the time you walk closest with God. You actually, come here, Lassie. Since I owe you 100, come this way. Since I owe you 100, let me see if I can use you. The times when you don't have it, you and God like this.
Yeah, boy. Hand in hand.
Hand in hand, we'll walk each day. Hand in hand. You and Jesus hand in hand because you broke. Wherever, if Jesus stopped to talk to someone, boy, you will leave it aside. I with you. If he healing them, I with you. Thank you, Lassie. That's the time your corporate, your private worship encounter is at its highest. You don't have it. When we start to slack off, me too. I'm guilty as well. When things begin to get good, You gotta wake up no more to breathe. You gotta wake up no more to breathe. Things good. Things good.